to On the Go. I'm so glad you joined us today as we continue to visit some exciting and wonderful places that God has made. In each country we visit on the go this summer, we're going to continue to learn more about who God is. We are so excited to visit another country this week and see what another name of God is. Before we take off, does anyone want to take a guess of where we're going? Let's take a look at these hints. Welcome to England. I am so excited that you're here with us today in this beautiful country. We will look for a souvenir together today to take back to the USA, but first let's see what our friend Wanda Round has to say before we do.
Hello, hello, jolly old day, my good GeoQuesters. Welcome to England. I'm Wanda Round, the cheery old chap that leads you questing the globe. Today you've landed yourself in the Queen's Land, the Queen of England, that is, who, by the way, is the only person who can drive in this country without a license. But why would she when she could just call for a double-decker bus? Want to hitch a ride? I mean, who wouldn't? Did you know that one of those buses is the same length as a blue whale? That sounds like a whale of a ride. Oh, sounds like it's time to tell you about the Great Bell Clock, also known as Big Ben. Glad he's around too. I'll never miss snack time, or lunch, or high tea again. Look a little left of that ticker and you'll find Europe's largest Ferris wheel called the London Eye. You and 25 of your closest friends can ride high together over the top of the country, but get ready for a long line. Over 3.7 million people visit that wheel each year. Oh, you may have noticed some clouds overhead. Well, grab your wellies, rain boots that is, because here in England, it rains an average of 164 days each year. That's almost every other day. So I hope you packed your umbrella too. If not, I'm guessing Mary Poppins has a spare. I'm sure she's around here somewhere. Speaking of Miss Poppins, England is the birthplace of the P.L. Travers hit book that has certainly won supercalifragilisticexpialidocious London Adventure. Mary Poppins not your cup of tea? How about Harry Potter? Did you know that the author J.K. Rowling was born in England? She wrote her original story ideas for Harry Potter on anything she could find, from napkins to barf bags. I'd guess you'd need a barf bag as well if you ate so many chocolate frogs. So, your souvenir for today is much more valuable than a coffee shop napkin and can be found at 51 degrees, 30 north, southeast, 52. Still haven't got that down. Still don't know where to go? No worries. You guys are the bestest of the questers. You'll figure it out. And oh, I've loaded them onto the GeoQ dashboard, just in case. Well, what you waiting for? Oh, you're waiting around for some hints. You know Wander Around has got you covered. Here's what you're looking for. You'll find it in a ruby red box. When you wear it, it'll likely be on your hand. It's small and round, but it catches the light. Check back in once you found it. Pip pip cheerio!
Does anyone have a guess or know what the souvenir is from England?
Bob's your uncle! That's the way Englanders say, you got it! The ring is yours, you weren't stressed with that quest, I knew you could do it. Cool as a cucumber sandwich. You know, that ring wasn't all about the bling. I really wanted you to find it so I could share a story with you that Jesus told in the Bible about a father and his two sons. As far as the ring goes, well, you'll see. The father loved his two sons and planned to give them each a share of what he owned one day. But the younger son, he couldn't wait. He wanted his shares right away. You're probably thinking, slow your roll there, sonny boy. But the father agreed and gave him the land, money, and other gifts he had promised his son. Then the son packed up all of his stuff and moved to a faraway country. While he was out doing his thing, he wasted all that his father had given him. Being broke wasn't a joke, and it wasn't long before he had to find a job. Oh, he found a job all right, feeding pigs. This job was hard work, and his son was so hungry that even the food he fed the pigs looked good enough to eat. Yeah, you know you're starving when pig slop looks like a Happy Meal, but no one was taking him to the drive-thru. Tired, hungry, and broke, he finally came to his senses. He knew it was time to go back home and talk to his father. He was going to tell him how he sinned against him and God, and that he didn't deserve to be a son, but that maybe he could at least live in the house as a servant. The son set off on the journey back home, and as he was walking up the road to his father's house, his father saw him and couldn't believe his eyes. He was so excited that he ran up to his son, threw his arms around him, and kissed him. Definitely not what the son was expecting. The son told the father exactly what he had planned to say, that he had sinned and didn't deserve to be a son. But get this, the father didn't feel that way at all. He called his servants to bring the best robe, put a ring on his son's finger, and sandals on his feet. That's right. Then the father said, let's have a feast and celebrate. It was time for a big party because his son was back home. He wasn't lost or dead. He was alive and right where he belonged. While they were celebrating, the older son was out working in his father's field. He heard the music and saw dancing and asked one of the servants what was going on. With excitement, the servant told him that his brother was home safe and sound. You would think the brother would have been happy to hear the good news, but he was actually really angry and refused to go to the party. His father came out to see him, and that's when the older son reminded his dad that he had been working for his father for years. He always did the right thing, but was there a party for him? Nope. The father told the older son that he had always been with him and that everything he had belonged to him. But how could they not celebrate? The youngest son, who was lost, was now found. The father in this story was a good father to both his sons, no matter what they did. The ring that you found is a great way to remember that just like the Father took care of his sons, our Heavenly Father loves and will take care of us too. He gives us good gifts and makes sure that we have everything we need. I do attest, this isn't the last quest. Can't wait to catch up with all of you in... Oh, I almost gave it away. Let's just say, could this next quest be the best? We will see. Cheerio, my friends!
Wow, what an adventure we had today in England. It'd be so cool to ride a double-decker bus or take a tour of Buckingham Palace together. Well, before we tune off, let's practice our series memory verse together to remind us that God won't abandon us as we search for Him. Say this after me. Those who know your name, trust in you, for you, O Lord, do not abandon those who search for you. Psalm 9:10. Great job, friends. Keep practicing and let us know if you have it memorized. See you soon, GeoQuesters.